What's going on YouTube? It's been a while. Harry's just pulled up. It looks like he's about to crash into my car actually. But yeah, it's been a while. I have decided I'm going to start making YouTube videos more often. I got into a bit of a spot of bother recently with YouTube. They kept deleting my videos and basically having a go at me. So I have had to delete some videos. I'm going to try and be a good boy now. But yeah, channel's demonetized. So if you do want to support me, you can, there's a link in my link tree for buying me a coffee. I promise I will not be buying any coffee with it. I'll be buying white monsters and cigarettes. But yeah, anyway, back go for a wander, go for a bit of a forage, go and look for some mushrooms. So let's have a look. All right, as promised, me and Harry are out foraging for mushrooms. We've also got a very special guest with us today, Lance. He's hiding over there. Don't worry, Lance isn't actually autistic, he's just extremely stoned. But yeah, there's loads of mushrooms in this woods, oyster mushrooms, chicken of the woods, fucking porcinis. So we're gonna go around and keep looking. Obviously, it is mushroom season, the season has started. Plenty of edible mushrooms to go around, and also if you wanna head up to the hills in Wales or out on the moors in the sort of peaty, acidic areas, you are gonna find some magic mushrooms as well. But today we are going to find edible mushrooms because I don't want to get in trouble anymore. Alright, first mushrooms. This is Hypholoma fascicular. So these are deadly toxic. They can cause convulsions, which is good fun. So definitely don't eat these guys. They grow on hardwoods and on conifers. Oh God, that's completely rotten. But yeah, deadly toxic mushroom. These actually glow under a black light, which is a fun way to ID them. So if you ever go out at night time with a black light, shine it around, these will glow up in the distance like a bright fucking radioactive green colour. You found in the book, Harry?
Nothing, mate, just flicking through as I do.
Just found a very photogenic little mushroom. These guys are actually edible despite the extremely bright purple colour. These are amethyst deceivers. These are Lucaria amethystina. The cool thing about these is they actually retain the purple colour when you cook them, so you can really brighten up a dish, although they don't actually taste like very much. The other thing you need to be careful about is they look very similar to Inocybes, so if you don't know what you're doing, probably stay away from these, but because Inocybes are poisonous and will kill you. Loads of them will as well, especially the purple ones. Yeah, these amethyst deceivers, oh, nearly dropped it. Absolutely gorgeous little mushroom. What have we found, Harry?
Well, you can never be certain, and I would never recommend eating this, even though my book does say it's edible, but I'm pretty sure this is a false death cap. Just from the colouring on it, and mainly the smell of it, of raw potato.
Lovely.
However, we're a bit unsure of the other ones, aren't we? Because it is very difficult to tell these apart.
Yeah, amanitas are a bit of a bitch. I tend to stay away from them in all honesty. But there are some edible ones, which is good fun. You ever feel like rolling the dice? So here we have a Boletus edulis. This is probably one of the most picked mushrooms in Europe for eating anyway. This is a edible Boletus, Boletus edulis, believe it or not. So a good way to tell the idea of these guys is the nice light brown cap, and then to the edge they'll often have this white rim around it. The spores at the moment are white because it's not sporulating, but the pores on the bottom can turn yellow with age, and that's the spores starting to drop. Always got a bulbous base of the stem there, and the flesh on the inside is nice and white. So the trick with Boletus, anything that sort of stains red, stay away from it. Anything that stains blue, stay away from it if you're a newbie. Some of them you can eat, but as a good rule of thumb, you'll know a Boletus edulis because it doesn't stain at all, and it's a nice lovely white colour on the inside. This is a very cool piece of wood. So it's bright blue. This is natural. This is Chlorocyborea. So they have tiny, that's the Chlorocyborea is the genus. I don't know the species because there's no mushrooms on it at the minute. And even if there were, the mushrooms are about that big, literally like a millimetre. But yeah, the mycelium actually stains the wood bright blue. So this is a secondary infection of the wood here. So what will happen is a species of mushroom or fungus will come in, infect the wood, it will weaken all the cell walls, it will die off, and then that will allow the Chlorocyborea to make its way in, and it stains the wood bright blue. You often find it on beech trees, no? Birch trees, silver birch, Betula pendula. Just found another really lovely edible mushroom. These are one of my favourites actually, the oyster mushroom. The good way to tell these apart from the oysterling is the gills will actually run all the way down the stems on these ones, or at least partially down the stems. They have a lovely smell to them. So the oysterlings, the ones that you don't want to eat, grow on pine trees, whereas these are growing on, is this a beech or an oak? Either way, it's a deciduous tree. It's absolutely covered in them. So usually when you find one, you will find loads. Some more over here. These are all a bit too old to eat though, unfortunately. And they do smell gorgeous, Harry says. Alright, so we're back at the car now. The other boys have just shut off, and I thought I'd quickly talk about some things that I keep having people message me about on Instagram. It's like how to ID mushrooms, how do you learn mushrooms? The best way really is just to go out there and start picking mushrooms. Start looking at mushrooms. Get yourself an ID guide, get yourself... Google Lens is really good because you can scan an image on Google Lens. It will give you a rough idea of where you are, and then you can start keying out identification features. So things like the gill attachment, how the gill attaches to the stipe, the shape of the gills, the colour of the gills, how widely they're spaced apart, if it even has gills. Some of them might have pores instead. The colour obviously of the cap, the whole stipe itself. Just different things like that. And then so some mushrooms will have features that other mushrooms will not, even though they look identical to each other. So it might be the colour, again, it might be the smell. That's often a really good way to tell. But yeah, the Collins Gem Guide is my personal favourite for beginners. I learned a lot through reading through the Collins Gem Guide. That's the one that you see Harry always pulling out and carrying around. But yeah, just go out there and have a poke, you know, use Google Lens, consult the old texts, the wisdom of Collins. I don't know how many Collinses wrote that book, but yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. See ya.